Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Inspired and Empowered Living TV show and podcast. We are live Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern on talk4tv.com, w4wn.com, and my YouTube channel. And today we are going to be talking about the emotion manifestation connection, creating what you truly desire. And do you ever feel stuck or unsure of what you want to manifest? Frustrated that your goals are not coming as quickly to life as you would like? Well, the truth is, it may not be your strategy. It's probably your emotions. Your emotions are powerful fuels for manifestation and the manifestation process. And when you're aligned, they'll propel you towards success. But if you're suppressed or confused or chaotic, they can block your progress. And today we are going to explore how emotions shape your manifesting power, the emotional blocks that would keep you from your goals, and practical, empowering tools to shift your emotional states and magnetize your desires. And this episode may be just what you needed to create the breakthrough that you've longed for. So, welcome everybody. And I'm excited to be talking about manifesting again. Manifesting, I mean, we're creators and we're constantly creating and we're creating all the time. But here's the thing. A lot of times, if you're not conscious of what you're creating and what's going on in your subconscious mind, you may be creating what you don't want instead of what you do want. And so we'll be talking more about how to manifest what you do want and understanding the keys to make that happen. So let's talk a little bit more about emotions. And before I jump into emotions, I want to give my Psych 101 lesson because it's all about being conscious of your manifestations and where you're at in being able to be in alignment with the manifestation you desire. And if you're not in alignment, it's because there's things going on in your subconscious mind. So your conscious mind is that part of you that is conscious, aware, alert, making those decisions from present time. And it empowers you. Now, your subconscious mind is the automatic part of you. And so if you have a manifestation and you are wanting to manifest it, but your subconscious thoughts are not in alignment with it, it's not going to happen. And so it's really important to get into that alignment. So your subconscious is the part of you from the moment that you were conceived to present time that has recorded everything. And so if you have limiting beliefs and you have emotions that are blocking you and blocking that manifestation, that's what needs to be uncovered in order for the manifestation to succeed. So we have, I'm thinking it's Rachel or Rachel, or, well, welcome. I hope I said your name right. I'm thinking it's kind of Rachel, Rachel. I don't know. Let me know if I haven't. So welcome. Glad you're here. So being able to understand now, the third part of our really powerful manifesting power is what I call the superconscious mind. And the superconscious mind is you being able to work with what I call your higher self, that wise, unconditionally loving part of you, and your soul, the energy essence of who you are, and your angels and guides and the universe and beings of light. All of it is there for you. So it's being in alignment, all those three aspects, the conscious, the subconscious, and the superconscious. And when those are in alignment, then the manifestation occurs. And your emotions are key. Your emotions are the energetic signals to whether you're on track for your manifestation or not. And you know that you're on track and you're in alignment when you feel the energy, like you believe, you know, you sense this is happening. This is happening. And I'll give you an example. So Toby was somebody that I had worked with. And what happened with her, she was really, she wanted to manifest this project. And so she had in her mind what she wanted to do, and she was working really hard on manifesting this project. And then what happened, as we were talking, she was like, I'm hoping the project succeeds, and if it fails, then I know that it's something that I needed to learn. And so when I heard her say those things, what I realized and what I felt is that she was setting herself up, that she didn't want to be disappointed if it failed. But what was happening was, on a subconscious level, she wasn't totally believing that she was going to manifest this project. And so she had those subconscious beliefs. And those subconscious beliefs will create what you don't want, like the failure, or when you clear those beliefs, and you're in the alignment, you are ready for success. And so Toby and I started talking about the possibilities, and we started helping her get in alignment, clearing the old energy and getting in alignment to really feel, to know, to believe her project is happening. It's happening, or it's already happened. And she can look back and say, wow, I did it. I did it. That's what you want to create in your manifestations. So whatever you're working on manifesting, those emotions are key. And those limiting blocks, the limiting beliefs and the limiting emotions in your subconscious mind need to come to the surface. if you're not sure. And very often when I'm working with clients, they're not totally sure. Like they think they're in alignment. Like Toby, she thought she was in alignment. But as we began talking about it and working on it, she realized what she needs to clear. And we're still going to be working on what she needs to clear in order for her to be like, zoop, this is success. So, and what happens is when you are in that alignment and your emotions are in alignment for what you're wanting to manifest, you become magnetic. You become magnetic to what it is you're creating. And what happens when you become magnetic, the universe will bring you the magic, the miracles, the synchronicities, the opportunities, the possibilities. All of that will happen when you're in that alignment. That's what happens. And that's how powerful the emotions are. And I have had many clients that I've worked with that they try to push through, like even Toby. So she's like, I'm making this project happen. I'm making it happen. And I'm thinking positively. I know this is happening. So she was pushing through. She was feeling positive or thinking she was feeling positive. But then as we talked about it, that's when the subconscious beliefs started coming up. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about Toby and the journey in order to help you be able to manifest your desires, whether it's that thriving business or that thriving life, a thriving, healthy, loving relationship, or amazing health. Whatever it is, you deserve it and you can achieve it as long as your soul wants you to. And the reason why I said that, and here's the thing, what I first want to say to you is this. I really believe that that intuitively, you know that if your soul gave you the vision, you can achieve it. And what I mean is that there are times where there are soul lessons and soul contracts that may not unfold. Like, for example, let's say I'm thinking of Christopher Reeves. When he had the accident and he became paralyzed. And he wanted so desperately to start being able to walk again. And he worked on it. And what happened was, I don't think it was in his soul's destiny to have that. There was something he was learning on a soul level that he needed to get, and it wasn't achievable. Now, on the other hand, there are people that may have been paralyzed and they are able to walk again. And I was just in a seminar this past weekend, and I was watching people having trouble walking and people in wheelchairs, and they're getting up and they're walking. And if it is your soul is in alignment and it is your destiny, it shall happen. So Anastasia says, we need to connect with the soul to know. So yes. And your intuition is also a gateway. Now, here's the thing. I do soul work. I do help people connect more deeply with their soul in order to understand if what your soul is guiding you to. And I also want you to know that your intuition is also part of the guide that can also let you know intuitively your soul is giving you messages, and underneath that there's a knowing, a believing, and a feeling, and you know the truth. You know it. But then there may be the ego covering up, and so you may not be sure or clear. And here's the thing. Look, no, it's a journey. Whatever you're doing to take care of yourself or to heal yourself or to work on manifesting, it's a journey. It's learning opportunities. It's you're always going to learn from whatever is going on in your life. You're taking remember I said the subconscious mind records everything, not just present time, but everything that happens for the rest of your life from beginning to end. It's all recorded. And so your subconscious, superconscious mind knows. It knows the truth. Hypnosis is a wonderful way to discover the truth. And sometimes you may need guides to help you, guides like person guides. I'm one of the guides that help people connect more to their soul. And then, of course, you have your spirit guides. So what else? What else? So what happens is it's understanding that emotional root, the cause of what's going on for you, so that you know you can be in emotional alignment to your manifestation. So, for example, one of the hidden blocks that you may or may not know about. So you may have some awareness of these blocks, but you may not know the full extent of the blocks. So, for example, it may be a fear of rejection or a fear of failure. So you want to create the business, a thriving business, or you want to create financial success or that relationship or health. And you know that there are certain actions you need to take, even if it's baby steps, that you need to take in order to make it happen, in order to bring it into form. And so what happens if you fear failure, even if you fear success, if you have these hidden fears or you're fearing rejection, you may never take the steps. One of the common issues that people have told me, that people talk to me about, like, I'm a procrastinator. I procrastinate. And procrastination is a subconscious, unconscious way that could be sabotaging your success. And so there's a reason why I got something in my eye. So if you see me doing that, there's a reason why that you are ending up not taking the actions. And there are times where I've worked with people and they're beating themselves up badly because they're not taking actions. And they say, like, I've worked with a lot of people where they wanted to lose weight. And they say, I know I shouldn't be eating this, and this, but I'm doing it anyway. Why? Why am I doing this? I'm so stupid and blah, 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 blah. And I say, stop. Because there's a reason, there's emotional reasons why you are doing it. And that's part of the self-sabotage. And it's learning to uncover the the um, the reasons why you are not taking the actions. And it's learning to uncover. And there are times where, and it may be that it doesn't feel safe. It doesn't feel safe to lose weight. It doesn't feel safe to be financially successful. It doesn't feel safe to have a thriving business. It doesn't feel safe to have that loving, amazing relationship and then really have to be intimate and share who you are with someone. So safety can be a really big emotional block. And so it's learning to see if you're in alignment and if it feels safe. And if it doesn't feel safe, then you need to be able to take the actions that will support you so that you can then feel safe enough to manifest your goals. Now, another thing, so here's the fear of rejection, the fear of failure. So some people don't even start the project, the business, the health plan, the finances, whatever it is, because they're really scared of failure. And having that fear of failure will definitely sabotage you. Now, if you fear rejection, you may not be going on social media. You may not be allowing yourself to be visible. You may not be picking up the phone or making the call, whether it's for your business or your personal life, to make those connections because you're afraid to be rejected. And that needs to be healed. So I'm helping you to uncover possible reasons why your emotions may not be in alignment. And then, what about, and now this is real too, the fear of success. That Susie was really wanting, okay, so Mickey, I saw your question. Why is that a fear? And can you tell me specifically what is that? Tell me which piece you're asking about so that I can answer the question. So, fear of failure, fear of success. And what happens is fear of success. Some people, and again, this could be a safety issue. It doesn't feel safe to be successful because if you're successful, you may leave people behind. Or you may have friends or family that will be like, oh, they'll get jealous or you'll feel guilty or or um you'll feel that you won't you'll feel too responsible or you're afraid that you'll get sick because you won't be taking care of yourself. So all of those can be part of the fears of success. And that's what happens. Oh, all those that I mentioned. So why is that a fear? It's a fear. Okay, so when you have fears, the best way to know if it's something that you have a fear of, you're going to react to it. So, and very often, if you have a fear of failure or fear of success or fear of rejection, you avoid it. you're going to be avoiding it. And that can look like procrastination. It can look like running the other way. You don't want to deal with the person. It could be anything. But what happens is, in the fear, you avoid it. You just don't do it. You don't take the steps. And then, if, like what I was talking about, is then you beat yourself up. So stop beating yourself up and know that there's a reason what's going on underneath. Reason to understand the fears, like what's creating the fear. What is it? What's underneath the fear? What are you really fearful of? Is it that fear of that you won't be safe? Is it a fear that you don't know if you can do it, if you're capable? Maybe you feel like you're not capable of doing it. And so that fear of failure, and then you never try. Or the fear of rejection, you never pick up the telephone or go to the meeting because of the fear of rejection, or do what you need to do in order to make it happen. And so those fears sabotage you. And that's why it's really important to get underneath the fear. And so what I invite you to do is to discover, what is the fear? Start to become aware. Is it the fear? Okay. So think of the goal that you want, and you're going to write this down. You're going to write this down on a piece of paper. Your goal is, let's say you want to manifest financial freedom. Okay? Financial freedom. And I am, and so on the piece of paper, what fears me most about having financial freedom is, or I'm afraid to have financial freedom because, and see what happens, what comes up. Now, if nothing, it's like, I'm not feeling the fear, I can do this, then you'll be taking the actions. And then the next question, if there's no fear, what actions do I need to take to bring this into form? What steps? Give me the first step, because you may not get all the steps, but at least guide me to the first step and ask. Now, if you do have the fears, then you need to work on those fears, and we'll talk more about how to work on those fears. And before I do that, I want to get to a few other possibilities of what could block you from the manifestations. So you may have guilt about receiving or earning more. And that's kind of what I was saying before, that it may not feel safe to be successful or to keep moving forward because you're afraid that you'll leave people behind or they'll guilt you. I mean, there are plenty of people that I've worked with where their family or friends guilted them as they started succeeding. And so what needed to happen was, you need to have a conversation, if you can, with the person. If and that's a whole nother thing that we can talk about if you would like to. So you can let me know if you want to go deeper into that. And so some of the guilt, okay, Anastasia says, so you are saying we need to be honest with ourselves. Yes, Anastasia, yeah, this process of manifestation is a process of honesty. Because here's the thing, if you don't get the truth, the honest truth of what's blocking you, then you can't do anything about it. We have to know what's happening in order for us to change. And so, in order for us to change, you need to know the truth of what's really going on. And so that requires honesty and honesty with yourself. That's where it starts. And the more honest with yourself you are, the more you'll be able to move towards the manifestations. So, and I'm going to talk more about the guilt. Like, for example, a lot of the guilt that happens is if you are receiving the money and you're receiving, and others, like I said, others may get jealous of you. Or it may be some spiritual people. It's not spiritual to make money. And what I want you to know is it's very spiritual to make money, because the more money you make, the more you can share your good. Think of Oprah or Deepak Chopra. They rhyme. I never realized that. Anyway, so just know that all of that, like it is spiritual to make money. Guilt that you would be doing well while others may be struggling, or guilt that you may have guilt about being too much or too successful or too this or too that. And the truth is, you got to clear the guilt, because the guilt is not serving you. That is unhealthy guilt that needs to be healed and cleared. It's not serving you, it's hurting you. And I say it's unhealthy guilt because, first of all guilt needs to be healed and cleared in some way or other. And when you have guilt energy or feeling guilt, other people are guilting you, you're feeling the guilt, it blocks you. It blocks you. And it's a low vibratory emotion. Now, the other type of guilt, I call it healthy, unhealthy, but you still want to clear both of them. Okay, let's get that clear. Healthy guilt is if you did something to hurt someone, and you may not have done it intentionally. It may have been a total mistake. And if it was intentional and then you feel guilty, then either unintentional or intentional, you want to make amends. You want to say, I'm sorry. And maybe there's a behavior that you can do to make amends. For example, I mean, people in AA, that's one of the things that one of the steps is making amends for all the people they hurt, because that guilt and that shame sits there. And in order to manifest what you desire, you need to clear the guilt and the shame. Crucial. So I want to share with you, and this has nothing to do with guilt and shame, but it has to do with success. All right. This is about creating success in your life. So I'm really excited. I have a workshop coming up. It's a free virtual workshop for any of you who call yourself holistic, which is body, mind, emotion, spirit, or you're looking to start a business, grow a business, take your business to the next levels. I have the workshop for you. Passion, Purpose, and Profit. A proven plan for holistic business success. So if you're a woman coach, therapist, nurse, holistic professional, learn how to consistently attract your ideal clients, clear money blocks, and create a profitable business. Confidently market and monetize your gifts. So during this 3-day event, you will learn how to really take you from where you are and move you to the next levels, whether you're looking to create it or go to the next levels, this workshop will help you to do that. And it's June 10th, 11th, and 12th from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern. And Rebel has put the link in on the screen. So Rebel, and she's put it in the chat, but can you put it on the screen again, Rebel? It's the name of the show, Inspired and Empowered Living.com/workshop. WRKSHOP. So Inspired and Empowered Living.com/workshop. And this will help take you to the next levels. And you want to manifest a thriving life and a thriving business? Join us. I look forward to seeing you there. All right. So, what else would stop you from being able to manifest? What other emotions could block that manifestation? So, grief and anger from past disappointments. So let's say you've tried to make this happen. So, for example, Denise. Denise is someone that I work with, and she's tried in the past again and again and again to build a successful business. And in the past, she kept having failures, and she kept sabotaging herself. And so she's had a lot of grief and a lot of anger because why didn't those businesses succeed? Why couldn't she make it happen? What's wrong with her? And so we've had to do a lot of clearing in order to clear those energies of the grief and the anger from the past disappointments, to clear that energy so that she is open and available for the manifestation now. And that's what you need to do. So whatever you're manifesting, the past doesn't matter. Where if you're angry or feeling grief, it's about healing that anger and grief and letting it go so that you can move forward in an open way and being available for what's possible to move forward in your dreams, whatever those dreams are. If it's around the business, around the life, health, finances, relationship. And know that letting go of that old energy is really important. The only thing that you want to take from your past challenges, we're going to call them challenges, is the learning that you got from each experience. So if you've had past experiences that have created that grief or the anger, you need to start asking, if you haven't already, what did you learn from these experiences? How can you, in alchemy, there's that, what you're doing is you're taking lead and turning it into gold. What you're doing is you're taking those past experiences that didn't succeed, where there was failure, and you're getting the gold nuggets from them. And that will turn everything around. And so it's learning to clear the anger and the grief so that you can then thrive. You open the energetic space to be in the alignment of what's real now. Now, of course, you're going to still need to work on getting in touch with those subconscious patterns, those subconscious beliefs that would keep you from being able to manifest and getting clear on what those patterns and beliefs are. And letting go of the grief, letting go of the anger, letting go of the fear, guilt, letting go of the guilt, letting go of the shame, all that letting go is really crucial and really important. And so there is more. There is more I want to share with you about this. So we are going to continue part 2 next week. And so today we really talked about being able to understand what's going on in your subconscious mind so that you can be in alignment. And blocks that might keep you from that are the fears, the fear of rejection, the fear of failure, the fear of success, that the feeling not safe. And also then there's the guilt of receiving, the guilt of earning more, the guilt of having more. All of that needs to be cleared. And then the last one we talked about was the grief and the anger from past disappointments and being able to let those go. And we're going to talk more about all of this and more next week so we can help you to be in that alignment and have the manifesting breakthroughs that you have dreamed about. And so join me next Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern on talk4tv.com, w4wn.com, my YouTube channel, and you can hear the podcasts on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple, Pandora, Amazon, and more. And I wish you all an inspired and empowered day, night, and week. Have a great one, everybody. Bye for now.